Welcome back to Boring Reviews.
Boring land.
Oh, just kidding.
Blasphemer.
Hello, right. Boring Review Nation.
Kind of pointless.
We know all things.
All right, welcome back to Boring Reviews. Mickey here.
Jody here.
A lot of words there. What does your shirt say?
Oh, it's a quote from Jane Austen.
Knightley.
Yeah.
If I loved you less,
I might be able to talk about it more.
Wow, that's pretty deep.
Yeah, if I loved you less, I might be able to talk about it more.
That's pretty smart. I was watching Mask of Zorro last night.
Oh.
And Antonio Banderas is trying to act like he's, from like a social family or whatever. And he says, "Oh, do you have a vision?" Because they were looking for a man of vision. And he says, "I'm a man in search of a vision." And then you see, the real Zorro behind him kind of smiling. Yeah, good answer. So that kind of made me think of that.
Gotcha.
Very, very nice, very deep. Anyways, we are here for another Trevor Noah video. That's right. I did it before the drum roll. Trevor Noah reaction video from The Daily Show, Between the Scenes, all that kind of stuff. For us, it's been like a few weeks since we reacted to him. It's been way too long. For you, you're like, okay, whatever. But with Jody, which video are we checking out today?
Trevor addresses Kanye West beef.
Yeah, so this, I don't know anything about the Kanye West beef with him and Trevor Noah. I know. I probably should, but I don't. But it seems like he's got beef, not Trevor, but Kanye's got beef with a lot of people.
I would say, I don't know anything about it either, but it seems like Kanye West has beef with a lot of people. Yeah. And
I just recently heard about the beef with Pete Davidson. Obviously, maybe not as of this video gets posted, but Pete Davidson's dating Kim Kardashian, who obviously was Kanye's ex or whatever. And he put on this hilarious video, little thing. It's on YouTube right now, a little short, about him getting tested for AIDS because Kanye said he had AIDS, so he must have. So we got to get it checked out. Absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, I don't follow celebrities, but the last thing I remember about Kanye West is about him going up and saying Taylor Swift shouldn't have won the award and everything like that. So yeah, he just, I think, needs a little bit of humility.
All right, so I did do a little research on it, and basically from what we saw, and we're going to get to the video, so I'm not going to spoil that because a little bit of spoil that in what we read. But basically, Trevor did not like the trash that Kanye West was talking about Kim Kardashian on social media. So he addressed it there, and then Kanye West addressed it back by using a racial slur, which I guess got him booted off Twitter or whatever the social media platform he was on. So that's basically the gist of it, I think. So we're going to go and check out what Trevor Noah has to say about this. If you like our reaction to this, please don't forget to
like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're aware of our next uploaded video.
All right. So let's get to it. Here a lot of words in a shirt.
Why you beefing with Ye?
Say again?
Why you beefing with Ye?
Why am I beefing with Ye?
I would never know who Ye was.
We're not pulling this.
That's an interesting way to phrase it. Because a beef has to go both ways. No, it does. It genuinely does. I think, first of all, in my limited understanding of the world, beef has always been something that generally will happen between two hip-hop artists. I was never beefing with Kanye West. I was concerned about Kanye West. And genuinely, I mean this, because if somebody says to me, or to anyone, that they have a mental health issue, and they say to everyone that when they don't take their medication, they're unable to control themselves, and then everyone ignores when that person is having an episode and they haven't taken their medication, and then they platform the person, and then they put them out. I sometimes think it's a little shitty, to be honest with you. Like, my grandfather was bipolar, and one thing we knew in the family was, and I'm not saying Kanye is, by the way, I'm just saying my grandfather was bipolar, and one thing we knew was, when he was having one of his episodes, he could act in a certain way, could do certain things. He'd take the family car, he'd be gone, he'd be driving off. But our job was to support him. Like, did he take his medication? What is he saying? What is he not saying? I said, it would be weird if I was there going, oh, my grandfather's, is having an episode again. I'm going viral today. I think it's a little bit strange. And so it's interesting how, what you're asking me makes sense, because that's how you see the framing. Somebody having beef. Even if you see in any of the comments I said about him, is a concern, definitely. I grew up loving Kanye West. There are a few hip-hop artists who have shaped how I see music, the punchlines that he had in every single song. It was like listening to comedy, the sketches that he had. He loves stand-up comedy. Do you know what I mean? His mom, you know, his mom's influence on him, his influence on hip-hop culture, his influence on fashion, how he changed the paradigm. I grew up loving this man. I still love him despite the shit that he talks. And so for me, it's not a beef. But one thing I'll tell you is when I grew up in South Africa, one thing I loved was you grew up in a space where people would say, Bazokjela, we're going to tell you to your face. You know what I mean? We're not going to sit by and see you doing something and just act like, oh no, we didn't see it. I sometimes feel like Americans enjoy doing that. They see it, they see it, they see it. And then something really bad happens and they're like, I wish we had spoken about it. I wish someone had said something. Yeah, I'm like, no. Yeah. So for me, you know, I think there are elements of Ye where he knows when he's being an asshole, and he's admitted this. He knows when he's pushing the envelope and he's trying to say. But there are moments where I go, people, what is happening here? Like, you know what I mean? So it's not beefing with somebody. I don't have beef with a human being who has expressed openly that they're dealing with a mental health issue. I don't have beef with that human being. What I have beef with is us as society not coming together around a person and going like, hey, maybe this is not the moment to put a microphone in your face so that you just go off saying everything. If this is what you want to say when you're on your medication, then that's a different story. But because you've told us that, I'm not going to sit by and say that. So if he wants to process it as beef, I understand it. I've never had beef with him. I'm still playing College Dropout. I'm still playing the music. I still love the man that I think he is. And I understand that he's gone through a lot, you know, and I don't take that for granted. But yeah, I've promised myself I'll never be the person who just sits by and gleefully says things about people that I care about and then also joins the group of mourners afterwards and acts like I wasn't part of it. Too many people like to mourn you when you're dead and they don't say anything to you when you're alive. So I don't know where it'll end or where it won't, but that's me.
Wow.
Yeah, I respect
Once again,
that. Too many people are afraid to come out and say anything.
Oh my gosh, terrified.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, once again, I don't know exactly what the video is just from this title. What else is new? But that's okay. This was even better because, again, he's given us really, really good advice here. And he's absolutely right. The problem is, and she had an experience not too long ago at a movie theater, when you do say something to somebody, oh my goodness gracious, we as a society, and I'll include myself in that too, we as a society, and maybe it's an American thing, but I think it's a world thing as well, we cannot handle anyone telling us that we're doing something wrong or that we should be doing better. And there's situations where people do need to mind their own business, and I get that. But when it's a very obvious situation like she had in public, in a movie theater, asking nicely, hey, you know, you guys are talking constantly. Can we please watch the movie without you guys talking so loud? And that person losing their mind, like absolutely ridiculously, that's where people don't want to say anything to anyone because they don't want to be that person who had that happen to them. But, and I know he's talking about something different. I know he's talking about, you know, mental health and medication and throwing a tantrum. I get that's different. But I think that's why people sit idly by. If you see someone outside doing something illegal or violent or whatever, and you just take your kids inside, close the door, and pretend it doesn't happen, like, is that going to help the situation? And I don't want to get too much into it, but that's why I agree with what he's saying. There's times where you got to mind your own business, okay? The married couple across the street, not that we've ever seen this, but I just keep using these examples. Married couple across the street, they're having an argument. None of my business. They're not doing anything illegal. They're having an argument, right? I don't have to get involved in this or that. But there are times where maybe we do need to say something or do something. It's very uncomfortable to do that. Very, very uncomfortable. But anyways, I kind of went off on that. But I appreciate what he said there. And in case you didn't know, College Dropout is the name of the hugely first successful album of Kanye West.
I figured it was like a song or something of his.
Yeah.
But because I don't listen to Kanye West, never have. And nothing against him, it's just not my style of music. But I respect what he said. I think that Trevor Noah is very mature and wise. Yeah. And the way he talks about things and addresses things is on a much more mature level than other people. And so I think that gets him like a lot of respect in the way he handles situations. But it is hard because, like you said, like there have been times where I have said things to people out of love and concern and worry. And a lot of times it's even people with like mental health issues or something like that. and they're not willing to hear what you have to say.
Yeah,
they don't believe it. They don't want to hear it. They think you're being rude or attacking them or thinking you're better than them or whatever it is. And a lot of times it is very much out of love and concern, and you don't say it in a rude way. And I've been very tentative and very nervous about approaching it. And so I think that people do have situations like this, and it does make you afraid to say something.
Absolutely. It's definitely awkward. It's like other situations in life, whatever it is, talking about things that are personal to you or things like this or that. It can be a very awkward situation, but sometimes, like he said, it's needed. I also like how he didn't hide behind, I got my own show right now. I'm not going to get into it and start trash talking Kanye West because I'm going to get blown up in social media. But he was very honest about it. He's like, listen, I have no problem with him, even though he's talking crap about me, right? Like, he's not trying to sugarcoat it. He's this or that, acting mature. Now, does he have a problem? He might have a little bit of a problem. He's not going to announce on TV because that becomes a story.
Yes.
And that's not really what's needed, which is why, again, like you said, he's very mature about it. But you watch that, and you guys watching our reaction to watching that, you got to agree, I would think, that he came out looking much better in the situation. And that's not what life's about, looking better, but you got to have your example somewhere. Mm-hmm. And these celebrities, whether it's him or Kanye or whatever, these people are being looked at as examples. So I like the way he handled it. I wish I always handled situations the way he did right there, and all that kind of stuff. Let us know what you think about the situation, about his reaction to it, and maybe even more about the situation that maybe we didn't pick up on yet. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.
Goodbye.